Morning. Welcome to the CO visit. Colin here, and always my trusty coffee. Well, as you can see, it's a little bit different format. I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning, which is pretty normal for me. I spoke for an hour and a half with my dad on the phone, and then I decided to do a video. Actually, this is the third time I'm trying to upload this video. YouTube will not let me upload this video. This is no joke. I tried changing the thumbnail. I thought maybe it was too scandalous. Now I have to go back and I had to revise and change certain words because the bottom line is we have a fight not against flesh and blood. This is on a whole nother level. And the powers that be at YouTube do not want us saying certain words, even if it's in favor of young people, minors, protecting them, helping them, fighting for them. But no, you can't say those words. YouTube decided you cannot say these words. Who are they protecting? Who is this? Who doesn't want to hear this? Well, I hope you'll stick around and listen to this video. And I'm going to be very careful to try and revise my words. And what I would like to talk about, as you probably saw in one of my community posts, I will not be using that thumbnail, is how New York in particular, and there's some other states as well, are spearheading investigations into the Watchtower Society over CSA. So particularly what I wanted to read about is an act, a law that is in New York, that is the, I'm just going to say for short, the CVA, okay, which protects victims of CSA. And so what it did was this act previously revived time-barred claims for survivors of CSA. So at this point now, this was in 2022 when this happened. That window is now closed. However, what it did was it extended the existing statute of limitations going forward for victims that turn 55 years of age. And what that did at that time, there was a 1-year window from 2022 to 2023 where they had 1 year to file lawsuits, file claims, if it was past that time, okay? Statute of limitations in New York. So again, who are they protecting? That was good though, at least it did something. Interestingly, this is what was reported. This is from attorney offices in the state of New York. It says since 1989, elders were instructed to report cases of CSA to Watchtower instead of law enforcement. Members were told to report CSA cases to the elders rather than go to the police. When CSA cases were reported, nothing happened. Many times, the perpetrator, because I can't say the other word that starts with an A and a B and a user, remained in the congregation or was later reinstated. All accusations require 2 eyewitnesses, further protecting the perpetrators. Making an accusation without said 2 witnesses was punished by disfellowshipping. Now, it's interesting that says here, as far back as 2015, a New York court hit Watchtower with a $13.5 million verdict for failing to turn over records in CSA cases, such as in the case of Jose Lopez, who was a victim of CSA by an elder, Gonzalo Campos, and the verdict was later overturned. But the case is still being litigated. In 2016, because it went to appeals court, that's why this kept going on for a long time. So in 2016, the Watchtower was ordered to pay $4,000 every day that it doesn't turn in documents. And so what happened? Well, right now in 2024, they've accrued over $2 million in fines because they still have not turned in those documents. And appeals court determined that Watchtower did not follow, violated, because I can't say A, B, USEER, the discovery process, and must pay the fines. So they didn't escape from that. And finally, the Royal Australian Commission, or the Australian Royal Commission, excuse me, found that Watchtower had hidden more than 1,000 reports of CSA. Now, in this next part, comes out of California. This is really, really, really shocking, guys. Really important. And this is the case of Candace Conti. In 2012, the largest single verdict ever was awarded in Northern California to Candace Conti, who experienced CSA from Jonathan Kendrick, a member of Jehovah's Witnesses, while she was a minor in 1995 and 1996. Ms. Conti reported the CSA case to the elders, but no action was taken. So some time went by. It wasn't until she found out as an adult that Mr. Kendrick, who was now a member of a different congregation, had inappropriate contact. He CSA'd another girl, and she decided then to pursue legal action. And so that happened originally in the North Fremont congregation in Northern California. And then Mr. Kendrick moved to the Oakley, California congregation where this continued. Now, here's the shocking part. Okay, this next part, you probably need to be sitting down. You need to be sitting down when I read this to you because it's bone chilling. It's bone chilling. Okay, that's why I would like you guys to go to the video. There's a video in my community tab where there's an interview with Candace Conti, and there are excerpts from the court case where the elders are testifying. And like I said before, elders and other Watchtower leadership in courts of law fold, and they either lie or they say exactly what we all know, what goes on in the congregation. Shockingly, when Kendrick left the North Fremont congregation, he had confessed there to the elders. They discovered that he had inappropriate CSA contact with his own daughter. Just like you just heard, okay? They already knew about it. But now listen to this next part. An investigative reporter from ABC spoke with elders at the congregation where Kendrick moved to. This is Oakley. They allegedly had not been informed of his criminal history. In fact, the elders received a letter of introduction praising Kendrick's ease with children and his leadership to help the congregation's youth from steering off course. My God, can you believe this? My God. And this is how these perpetrators are able to continue ruining the lives of more and more and more people, children. They knew about it. The previous congregation knew about it. If you don't know out there, just let me explain something to you. Those of you that don't know, or you're not one of Jehovah's Witnesses, when a Jehovah's Witness moves from one congregation to another, regardless of where that is, the body of elders from his previous congregation send a letter to the next congregation, to the body of elders, introducing that person, and basically they put your dirty laundry out there, or they praise you if there's no problems, if you're in good standing with Jehovah. And this, my friends and Jehovah's Witnesses, is why I did the other video about the governing body in a study article that's coming up this year in 2025, the next year, in I think March or April, where they talk about you need to trust in Jehovah, trust in his organization, don't trust in yourself. Don't be overconfident and accept his imperfect leaders. This is why. This is why. And it doesn't matter what the Shepherd, the Flock of God manual says now. That does not matter. That's just to cover their behind. That's all it is. But JW culture of not reporting has not changed. What will happen is Watchtower made those changes now, saying report it in the new manual, knowing that they won't. And then when the stuff hits the fan and their lawsuits, they'll throw the elders under the bus and they'll say, look, we have it in writing. They didn't follow it, even though they're not promoting that and they don't want them to do it. And that's what the culture has been, and it continues to be. So it says, going on, the jury ruled that Watchtower and the North Fremont congregation were negligent and did not adequately protect her, Candace Conti, from said CSA contact. She was awarded $28 million in punitive damages and compensation. Does anything more need to be said about that? I think not. You see, this is what the organization has permitted. This is what it has promoted. And the consequences are devastating to the victims. That's why the states are waking up and they're investigating more and more and more. Well, I hope this information has helped you. I hope it rattles your cage a little bit, because it should. We need to take action. I'm going to try uploading this video again, and we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next CO visit.